Hi everyone, and welcome back to Life Unfiltered with me, Jax. This week we are going to talk about risking it for the biscuit. I have been so inspired and encouraged this week by incredible humans just daring greatly, and so wanted to take a minute and just encourage and inspire you, my community, to dare greatly as well. We have but one life, and when we choose to stop caring about what other people think, about the naysayers, and about failing, because we are going to fail, right? But what that failure might mean, and we actually just do the thing that we know we've always wanted to do, because we all have the one thing. We all have that one dream, the thing that we want to do, but that we're always putting off, that we always just need every single duck to be in a damn row before we're willing to go after it, right? But one day, I just need to get this done before that, right? And guys, this is the episode. This is the sign you've been waiting for. This is the permission. I'm granting you the permission to go after it. And I want to just qualify all of that. So this week, a friend of mine celebrated her second book being published, her second children's book being published. She has been touring around, doing book launches and book signings and book readings of her first children's book, a massive FMCG, a restaurant, approached her to write a second book, and that launched this week. She celebrated launching her second book. A mom from our local community launched her second book. Come on now. It was in the windows this week. That's nuts. Another friend of mine entered again a competition hosted by an incredible Hershey's, a massive retailer, won a cooking competition. She risked it for the biscuit. I have been getting feedback about the podcast where people have felt encouraged and inspired by certain episodes, where people have come up to me about certain episodes and gone, what you said here did this, what you said that made me think, and it's done this and been so helpful. Like, what is that, guys? And so I'm 38 years old, and it took me this long to just actually not care that I didn't have the right equipment, I'm filming from my dirty ass kitchen counter. Like, Lily and I have just had lunch and I didn't bother to clean up. It's a little bit messy. It's not dirty, it's messy. Let me qualify that before I get absolutely lambasted. But I stopped making excuses, and I'm leaning into the thing. I said I want to share what I feel called to share. And I am not making excuses, and I'm leaning in. And the feedback is that it's making an impact. My friend is leaning into her gifting, and she's doing it, and she's making an impact. My other friend is leaning into her gifting, and it doesn't mean that it hasn't been preceded. It doesn't mean that it hasn't come it hasn't come after a lot of failure, right? There have been many failures before this. And we've got to be okay with failing. John C. Maxwell wrote a book called Failing Forward. And what he does in that book is he reframes our relationship with failure. And that if we're afraid, and I'm paraphrasing here, please, Mr. Maxwell, forgive me if I butcher it, but I'm going to butcher it with love and grace. The notion is that if we resist failure, we stay where we are, because we don't try anything new. But when we reframe our relationship with failure and we see failure as an opportunity to learn and grow, it becomes our feedback mechanism. Oh, that didn't work. I've got to pivot. I've got to recalibrate. I've got to do something differently. Or that wasn't, I've got to either go or grow, as in go somewhere else or grow through it. There's a calibration that needs to be done. We then reframe our relationship with failure and we lean into it. It's not something we resist. It's something we crave because we know that it's that one step forward. It's that one step closer to what we ultimately are looking to do. And when I look at the human beings around me, there is so much unlocked potential that sits behind fear of failure, insecurity, excuses, I need to have all of this done before I can do that. I need to have the equipment, the lighting, the studio before I can start podcasting. I need to go for vocal training before I can audition for the worship team. I need to, have the right computer or the right illustrator before I can write my book. There are more excuses than opportunities or sense. All you need to do is, again, I come back to this one thing. Take action. One tiny, tiny, tiny little action towards the one thing that you know. We're all born with that one thing that's planted deep inside of us, that we know that we know that we know that we want to do, that we know that we know that we know that we can do, that we know that we know that we know that we're purposed to do, but that we're afraid of, that we don't feel worthy of, that we're scared that we mess up. If you just take one, if it's to write a book, write one sentence. If it's to sing, just sing one line or hum a melody. If it's to change careers or start a business, just open your laptop and write the name of the organization or start a CV. I don't know, whatever it is for you. I mean, I could get stuck in detail here, but do you know what I mean? It's just taking action is the one thing that creates such momentum. And it's the biggest excuse remover that I've come across in my life. I can make lists, guys. Oh, I'm the biggest list maker. I can make lists, and those lists can have lists and sub-lists. And I can have the most amazing lists and Excel spreadsheets, and those things and they mean absolutely nothing. And all I've done is make incredible lists. and there's some placebo effect, some false sense of security in the list making. One tiny action leads to another tiny action that leads to another tiny action, and that over time creates some cadence, and that creates some momentum, and that creates momentum, that creates some cadence. And then before you know it, you are creating a podcast every week and making a real impact, or you are on your second book, or you are winning a cooking competition, or you are building a career, or you are building a business, or you are developing a new piece of AI technology, or you are starting an NGO, or you are ministering, or fill in the gap, but you are living a purposeful, purpose-driven, on fire, red hot life, the one that you've always wanted, but you've been too afraid to acknowledge to yourself that you want, and you've hidden behind excuses, and I just need to do a few things before I can, and I just need to get everything right, but you actually don't. You actually don't. Here is the permission. Here is the permission that you've been waiting for, to go after everything you've always known you wanted, but you've just been too afraid of. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail 10,000 times before you get it right. And that's okay, because failure is only a feedback mechanism. It shows you where you've got to recalibrate. It shows you where you've got to pivot. Sometimes you've got to go in a different direction, or you've got to grow through it and make some adjustments. Reframe your relationship with it. And guys, sometimes there are going to be massive naysayers in your life. That on its own is just the universe giving you some feedback. You might need a different crowd. You might need a different crowd. I am surrounded by cheerleaders who do nothing but encourage and pump me up. And don't get me wrong, I'm not in an echo chamber of yes men. I am loved by some truth tellers who will tell me when I'm getting it wrong, but they straighten my crown and they get behind me and they encourage me and they go, yes, you can. We believe in you. You can. And that wasn't always the truth for me. That wasn't always the truth for me, but I changed the crowd. I changed the crowd, and it makes all the difference because the tribe matters. Even Jesus was very selective about his inner circle. You need to select the people in your inner circle very, very, with a lot of discernment, very cautiously, very on purpose. And I've said this a few times. And so I just wanted, this week has just been such a revelation for me. I have seen magnificent human beings living their best lives on purpose because they have just decided to take action and stop making excuses. And the universe is applauding that. And so this is your permission. Now is your time, not tomorrow, not the next day. Right now is the time where you take action to do the thing that you've always known you can and want to. And it's the gift that you've been designed with that you give to the world to make it a better place. Ooh, I've got goosebumps, guys. Goosies all over. I can't wait to hear in the comment section what it is you've been gifted to bring to the world and what action you're going to take. Until next week, live life full on, unlock your greatness. There is no time like right now. There is no time like right now. You have no idea. Tomorrow is absolutely not certain. Tomorrow is not confirmed. It's not promised. It's not guaranteed. We only have right now. Don't take it for granted. Take action. Until next week. Love you. Bye.